I've come a long way in this business. Orders are packed up, heading to the post office. It's time to cash them in. My local post office is only around 5-10 minutes away from my house, so it doesn't take me long at all to get there. I can't believe I was just wearing a coat and a beanie hat. What a plonker. The sun's not out, but it's still bloody hot. Well, that was a close call. I just had to talk myself out of going up to the charity shop. It wasn't on the cards today. It wasn't ever in the plan, but as soon as I'm outside and I'm like, oh, it's only up the road, should I just pop up there and see if we can find some cool stuff for you guys in the video? But then I thought it's actually more important if I actually talk about the discipline it takes to not go to the charity shop or to not go sourcing, especially if you've already got too much stock or enough stock. Like, I have enough stock. I have a backlog that I'm working through. I do not need to go and source additional stock. I'd rather have the money. And I'm trying to train my mind to want to accumulate money rather than accumulate stock. Because if I can accumulate cash, I can then put it into stock to turn it into more cash, rather than thinking I'm going to buy this stock so I can turn it into more stock, which will eventually result in cash. I mean, it's just a small little psychology change, but it helped me out a lot. There's no need to debate it either. Like, sourcing, we all know it. Sourcing is the most enjoyable part of this business and of this whole reselling thing. Like, being able to go out there, find random junk and gems and all that stuff. And that's the thrill of the hunt, you know? You're out there, you're trying to find what's going to work for your business. But it doesn't ever turn into cash or turn into a listing until you sit down and do the work to actually get it on your eBay store. So it's that mental battle we've got to fight around wanting to source all the time, but actually be realistic with what our business needs. And if your business doesn't need more stock, don't spend your money on more stock, because it's not going to be put to work. You need to figure out what is the next most important thing for your business and focus on that. So for me right now, I'm run out of bubble wrap. I don't need more stock. I need to go and buy bubble wrap. That's my purchase. I'm going to buy some bubble wrap. I've purchased some tape. I'm always looking out for spare boxes. I've got enough stock to last me a while. So I want to try and accumulate as much cash as I possibly can by turning the stock I've got into money. And then when I've got that money and the stock is selling through, we can then put it into much better items, be much more selective about what we pick up. And I would have created myself some breathing room. And again, I'm not recommending to anyone that you should go and buy a bulk load of stock blind and learn from the mistakes that you've got as well as the wins, like all in one go. It's a hard thing to pull off, and it's taken a lot of time and energy, and I'm nowhere near done with it. So I don't recommend it to anyone, but if it's something you're looking to do, is like grow your business, you need to think about what's the next priority. Do you want more stock? Do you want more money? Do you want more time to actually like be yourself and live your own life? It just depends on what it is you want, and then you need to adjust what it is you're trying to do accordingly. Because if you want your life back, you can't be eBaying 24/7, you know? If you want money, you can't be buying stock all day. If you want more stock, you can't be spending your money on takeaways and pointless crap. But managing your finances, even personally, is something we've all got to figure out. And then when you add a business on top of that, there's a whole other ball game that you're playing. It's not just your personal finances anymore. You're now operating a business. You need income. You've got outgoings. You need to make sure you stay in the profit. There's much more to manage. So if you're thinking about starting an eBay business, make sure that you get your own personal finances down first, so that you can understand how to be the master of them. And then when you've got a business, it's much easier to operate. So Thursday is our recycling day. Everyone puts their recycling bins out Thursday night and they come and pick it up Friday morning. But more and more on Friday, they've been leaving it later and later. So this is a combination of me going out last night for a quick walk and then this morning taking the dog round for a quick walk. We've got all this cardboard. People were just throwing it away. That's a bag full of cardboard. All of these things, a giant TV box that the guy was throwing out at the time, full with more inside and more inside. Oh, and this is literally just from 2 streets. My street and then the street around the corner. I haven't even gone anywhere else. But save yourself some money and scavenge your cardboard. Cutie. And that's not even all of it. I forgot I picked these up as well. A whole box full of all the like, what's that even called? Brown wrap, brown packing material. Got one of these long boxes there, little ironing box, loads of these like Amazon packages, and then a whole bundle of newspaper I thought would be good, or just extra padding if I need it. But today is all about getting things listed. I need to get them listed. I need to get more than I've normally been doing. I've been slacking a little bit this week. It's just been the nature of things with the hot weather and family and friends and other priorities. We had to get some gardening done. We've got to prioritize time to just actually relax and live life a little bit. Because as Ricky Resells has been saying, what's the point in being your own boss if you're still going to make yourself work 24/7? The whole point of this is to like give yourself the luxury of work-life balance. I mean, it may not be for some people. It may be to grow the biggest business that you possibly can and sink as much time into it as you possibly can to grow it to the heights that you want to. It all just depends what your goals are and what it is you're trying to achieve with this. But I'm trying to figure out where I am on this thing. Like, what is it I really want from eBay? And I seem to be fluctuating between trying to go super hard and grow it, go harder than I ever have before, put more in than I ever have before, make more than I ever have before, and like go for the whole growth mindset. But then the other part of me is like, chill, man, take some time off. You've done more than you've ever done. It's okay to relax. Have yourself a day off. Only do half as much tomorrow, or I don't know. And I don't know where these little things are coming from. At first, it felt like it was making me like throw me off my game because I'd found a really nice routine and things were working fluently and I was getting stuff done. But then I also realized the other aspects of life, like caring for myself, having time for myself, spending time with my partner, family, friends, all of those other things I wasn't making time for. So then we had grass like up to the height of your nipples and all that sort of thing, where we just hadn't taken care of the basic jobs because I was prioritizing work and all of that instead. We're in a different day than when I filmed that first segment. If you hadn't realized already, this video's gone a bit all over the place, but we're going somewhere with this. There is a point I'm coming to. But as I was saying in that earlier segment about your personal finances and then your business finances, your personal goals, your business goals, it's also that same kind of thing of like, if you can't handle your own personal things, like if you can't maintain a tidy house, you can't maintain a tidy business if you start one. Do you see what I mean? If you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of a business if you start one. It's that kind of extension of yourself which now demands a whole lot more time and attention. So you need to make sure that you can get your own routine down. And for some people, like including myself, having the business has almost forced me and like made me figure out the routine. How do I get on top of these things? How do I manage the business and still get all the house stuff done? Rather than just thinking, I've got all day to get the chores done, you can think, right, I need to get this done now so that I've got time to go and pack my parcels between here and then. And that line of thinking leans into that, just start, like just go for it. Start and you'll figure it out on the way. Like if you don't have the confidence now, you'll build the confidence along the way when it goes well. If you don't know all the information you need to know right now, good, because you should start the project and learn as you go to figure it out. That's just the nature of things and how it's going to work. But to give yourselves the best chance of success in a business, in life, in whatever it is you're trying to do, get it down in one thing and then copy and paste exactly what made it work well in that area into other areas of your life. So if you've got it in your personal life, bring that over to your business. If you can nail it in your business, start bringing that over into your personal life. And I think that's this whole balance thing I'm talking about of like, I seem to have nailed it for the business and like found a really good routine for that, but I realized my personal life was lacking. So now I needed to give time over there. Whereas other people might be finding that they've got way too much time on their hands and why isn't their business growing? So they need to buckle down and do more in their business to get the results that they want to see. The beautiful and confusing thing about this whole thing when we're like learning from other people is that we're all at different stages of our business. I literally started this downstairs with a pile of stock in the corner. Didn't really believe that this was possible to be doing full time. I was just like let's make some additional money. Oh my God, my hand is shaking like crazy. What? But as I was saying, when I started this, I literally had a corner in the room that was full of a little pile of stock in a bag. And then that turned into 2 chairs where I used under the chairs and on the chairs. And then there became boxes where I put a box on the chair and started stacking things up. And eventually it's grown into what it is now, where we have this room, we have shelving, we've got clothing photo stations, we've got photo boxes with stock, plenty of stock to go through, a nice setup desk area, all of these boxes of stock. If we go into here, there's all of my shoes and jackets and coats and things. This is all like my collection of shirts. Like, where we started and what we've come to is absolutely crazy. And that's all happened within the space of 1.5 years, 2 years. It says I started on eBay in November 2022, but I think that's just when I made my account. I didn't actually fully start listing anything, even just part-time or here and there, until like January, February the next year, which would have been 2023. So I'd say within a year, I've grown my business from a pile of stock in the corner of a room to an entire room, if not 2, full of stock. Some of it's listed, some of it's not. I'm working through it. That's just the nature of what this whole thing is. If you take on the beast, you've got to learn to ride it by the horns, and that's no smooth ride, I tell you now. And there's no secret sauce, there's no magic button, there's no like wishing genie or anything. It is literally just a case of you hold on, you ride the roller coaster, and you figure it out as you go. But if you want to be humbled and you want to see where I started this whole thing from, click right here, watch this video, check out my first ever video and compare it to this, compare it to my recent ones. See how I started on YouTube in reselling and how I've grown to where I am now. I already know my confidence has grown. I know my knowledge has grown. The items I pick up are so much better and so much more valuable. Just give yourself time to grow, take action, and you'll see the results happen. See you in that video.